So the next one is clearly share your intent for the communication. So for example, when sending out an email, make sure that you say something like the goal for this meeting, or the intention for a one-on-one session is, or I wish to meet up with you because I want to, something like that. So make sure that the receiver knows the intent of your conversation. Next is avoid generalizing things, saying like, you always, you need to, something like that. Generalizing also includes exaggerating. For example, let's say you are always late, instead of saying, for the last two meeting, I've observed that you are late for 5 minutes. So the benefit of that is that it does not make the other person combative, and you avoid arguments, because generalizing does. Next is speak for yourself whenever you are talking to someone. Make sure that you don't include other people. Your opinion is for yourself, right? And you have to be accountable and responsible for whatever you say, not bringing in other people for communicating. Okay, so now that we're done with the sender, how do you become an effective business communicator if you're a receiver? So first is you need to be an active listener. If someone is talking, make sure that you listen, and not think about how you're going to respond, because our tendency is we tend to think in our head as to what we're gonna answer back to the sender of the message. Next is very important that if there are things that you don't understand, you need to ask question, because the message can be relayed effectively if the message comes across clear. So ask questions if necessary. Third is that you need to confirm you understand. So confirming to understand can be done through paraphrasing. So after someone is talking, you can say something like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what you want to say. Or let me see if we're in the same page. What you're trying to say is. So those are things that you can say. And the benefit of this is that you get to relay back if you got the message across or correctly, especially if it's a bit complicated or complex topic that you need to discuss. Lastly, the last part, if the other person has already relayed the message, and now it's your time to provide your perspective. So this is you already talking, this is you already responding, wishing that the other person will also be an effective receiver of your message, and the communication goes on. So you now become the sender and the other becomes the receiver.